In this video, I'll explain the what and why of Bokashi, how to set up a system for yourself, as well as some troubleshooting tips. Bokashi is an indoor alternative to traditional composting. The method originated in Japan and uses fermentation as opposed to aerobic decomposition to turn kitchen scraps back into usable nutrients for your soil. Because it uses fermentation, it smells better, a sweetly sour smell like that of a brewery rather than the more rotted smell of a traditional compost pile. This perk, along with its small indoor setup, makes it ideal for apartment dwellers, those who are only looking to compost kitchen scraps, and people who'd rather stay warm indoors while composting in winter. A Bokashi system is simple and inexpensive to set up, so let's get started. To make a Bokashi bin, you'll need 2 buckets of the same size, an airtight lid, and a screwdriver. Drill holes in the bottom of 1 bucket, enough so that liquid in the bucket could easily drain off. Then, simply stack your bucket with the holes in the other. Top with the lid and your Bokashi bin is complete. A principle for the side of your bucket can be found in the description box below. To start using your bucket, you'll want a few more materials. Bokashi Bran, or effective microorganisms, will be doing the decomposing. You'll sprinkle these over your food scraps. Bokashi Bran can be purchased online, at garden stores, or there are recipes for how to make your own online. You'll also need something to mash down your food scraps with, and a container to collect your food scraps throughout the week. This container should be kept in the fridge to reduce any aerobic bacteria or mold from growing, which could overpower the effective microorganisms in your Bokashi system. With all your supplies, you can now start composting. To start a new bucket, sprinkle roughly a half of a cup of Bokashi Bran into the bottom. Then you can add a layer of kitchen scraps every time the container in your fridge fills up. For a list of what can be added to your Bokashi, I made a PDF that's attached in the description below. There are also endless lists online. Bokashi can handle small amounts of meat, dairy, and bread, but regulate how much of those you're adding. Layer food scraps in no thicker than 2-inch layers, smashing down the scraps in between. You want your scraps as air-free as possible. Then sprinkle about a tablespoon of bran on top. Repeat as needed, smashing and sprinkling. When you're done, keep air off the top layer by covering it with something like a paper plate. Here, I've bent an old aluminum plate down to size. In a few days, you'll notice some liquid has drained off into the bottom. This is called Bokashi tea, and it's a wonderful liquid fertilizer. Drain it off and dilute a teaspoon in a gallon of water to water your plants with. Use the tea within a day for best results. Once the bucket has been layered to the top, let it sit for 2 weeks undisturbed. I keep 2 Bokashi bins on hand so that when one is sitting for 2 weeks, I can start on the other. After 2 weeks, you're left with what's called Pre-Compost, which can be used in a variety of ways. Bury it in an unused part of your garden to help fertilize your soil. Bokashi is acidic though, so wait 2 more weeks before planting there. Otherwise, its acidity might damage young plant roots. Or feed it to worm farms as food, slowly introducing the acidic Bokashi at first. From there, your worm casts can be used as normal. A final option? Add it to traditional compost piles as a booster. Your Bokashi should have a sweetly sour smell to it. It should not smell foul. If it does, check that you've been draining the Bokashi tea, and try adding more bran when you add scraps. Mold? Well, mold should develop in your Bokashi. White mold is actually a sign of success. However, green or blue mold could indicate that air wasn't kept off of your scraps. So give Bokashi a try. And please, remember, these PDF printables are available below for your use.